Mga microphone na taas! Baba mo mga microphone na taas!
Ang nakita nyo ngayong umaga at ngayong hapon ay obvious na plan B ng iilan sa Liberal Party para pabaksakin ang ating Pangulo para bumalik sila sa kapangyarihan. Very obvious na ang witness ay hindi nagsasabi ng totoo. Napakaraming hearing na naganap sa buong Pilipinas, sa Kongreso, Senado. Kayo ang witness, lalo pag kukunti ang senador, pwede magtanong. Pero bakit pagdating sa akin, ay bawal daw magtanong at hindi pwedeng pahabain. At bukod doon ay i-intimidate pa tayo. No? Ngayon lang po ako nakakita na kapwa senador, sasabihan mo na hindi kita papapormahin, tapos pipigilan nila magsalita. No? So I do not know what is becoming of the Senate except for a battering ram to place their own candidate, to place their own party mate sa palasyo. It's a pity, not because of Duterte. Hindi na si Duterte masasaktan dito eh. Ang buong Pilipinas na, it will hurt our investments, our trade, our tourism strategy sapagkat panay kasinungalingan na ang pinapalabas nito. So I hope na ang plenaryo ay gumawa na ng pagkilos dito at pag-usapan na to sa caucus man o sa session. Kasi ang witness, hindi man basta papayagan yan nang hindi mo muna i-check ng buong katotohanan. Let me point out one point sa inyo. 2014 daw, nandyan na daw yan sa Witness Protection Program. Sino ba ang secretary ng Department of Justice nung panahon na yun? Hindi ba si Senator De Lima? Bakit hindi nila pinailan ng kaso si Mayor Duterte noon? Bakit nung panahon na si Senator De Lima ang nasa loob ng DOJ, wala siyang lakas ng loob sabihin lahat ito? Pero ngayon, nabaliktad na ang DOJ ay appointee ni President Duterte, ngayon maglalakas ng loob. Parang hindi ko talaga makita kung paano papayagan ni Senator De Lima at ng ibang senador mag-present ng witness na ganyan, na palpak na, hindi na nagsasabi ng katotohanan, halata pa na nag-iimbento ng mga kung ano-ano. So it's a very sad day for the Philippine Senate.
Senator, na po si ni Trillanes, Senator Trillanes, ano yung nag-exchange?
No, alam mo, yung init ng ulo niya sa mga hearing, normal yun eh. Naging kasama ko yan, ika nga sa hirap at ginawa, minsan malamig ulo, minsan mainit ulo. Nagulat lang ako dahil palalayasin niya ako sa hearing or patitigilin dahil hindi daw ako membro. Pero ang hindi niya alam, kasama ang privilege speech ko sa agenda. So for that purpose, membro ako ng committee. So nung ayaw niya ako pasalitain, so tumitingin ako kay chairman, biglang tumingin sa akin, tapos sabi niya sa akin, hindi talaga kita papopormahin dito. Sabi ko, ano? Sabi niya, baka akala mo papopormahin kita dito. So sabi ko sa kanya, bakit? Senador din ako, halal ako ng tao eh. Ano sinasabi mo? Hindi ako pwede magsalita dito? So ang susunod niya sinabi, ano? Yung mga pangarap mo, natutupad na ba? So hindi ko na alam kung saan nanggaling yun. So sabi ko sa kanya, anong mga pangarap? Ano-anong sinasabi mo? Eh, hearing ang pinag-uusapan natin. So sabi niya, you're protecting evil. Sabi ko, I'm not protecting evil. So sabi niya, hindi, you're into evil na. So sabi ko, you're evil. So hindi ko nga maintindihan. Kung hindi, isa lang intensyon, mawala yung aking focus sa witness. Kasi habang nakafocus ako sa witness, makikita ng tao kung nagsasabi ng totoo o hindi. Nakita niyo naman po, pangatlong hearing na to. Lahat ng oras binibigay natin sa kanila, lalo kay Senator De Lima, sa kanyang witness. Bakit ako, 45 minutes, 55 minutes hindi maibigay para mahimay ang witness na to, no? So, hindi ko na malaman kung Committee on Justice ba to or Committee to remove Duterte and place the Vice President in power. I'm not saying the Vice President is involved, no? But definitely some senators, no, more than 2 are involved.
Ayaw niyo po mag-agree sa executive session?
That's not the point eh. Hindi ko namang gusto malaman talaga yung facts. Gusto ko testingin. Kasi nakakapagtaka. Wala daw siyang radyo, wala daw siyang TV, wala daw siyang dyaryo. pero nakalapit siya sa Senado. So gusto ko malaman, may nag-coach ba sa kanyang senador, may kumuha ba sa kanya, anong pinangako sa kanya, doon ako papunta. Eh bakit natin gagawin ang executive session yun? So I will repeat my question. Bakit paglabang kay Duterte, open session ka agad? Kahit sapagkat panay kasinungalingan na ang pinapalabas dito. So I hope na ang plenaryo ay gumawa na ng pagkilos dito at pag-usapan na to sa caucus man o sa session. Kasi ang witness, hindi naman basta papayagan yan nang hindi mo muna i-check na buong katotohanan. Let me point out one point sa inyo. 2014 daw, nandyan na daw yan sa Witness Protection Program. Sino ba ang secretary ng Department of Justice nung panahon na yon? Hindi ba si Senator De Lima? Bakit hindi nila pinailan ng kaso si Mayor Duterte noon? Bakit nung panahon na si Senator De Lima ang nasa loob ng DOJ, wala siyang lakas ng loob sabihin lahat ito? Pero ngayon, nabaliktad na ang DOJ ay appointee ni President Duterte, ngayon maglalakas ng loob. Parang hindi ko talaga makita kung paano papayagan ni Senator De Lima at ng ibang senador mag-present ng witness na ganyan, na palpak na, hindi na nagsasabi ng katotohanan, halata pa na nag-iimbento ng mga kung ano-ano. So it's a very sad day for the Philippine Senate.
Senator, nag-usap kayo ni Trillanes, Senator Trillanes. Ano yung nag-exchange?
No, alam mo, yung init ng ulo niya sa mga hearing, normal yun eh. Naging kasama ko yan, ika nga sa hirap at ginhawa, minsan malamig ulo, minsan mainit ulo. Nagulat lang ako dahil palalayasin niya ako sa hearing or patitigilin dahil hindi daw ako membro. Pero ang hindi niya alam, kasama ang privilege speech ko sa agenda. So for that purpose, membro ako ng committee. So nung ayaw niya ako pasalitain, so tumitingin ako kay chairman, biglang tumingin sa akin, tapos sabi niya sa akin, hindi talaga kita papopormahin dito. So sabi ko, ano? Sabi niya, baka akala mo papopormahin kita dito. So sabi ko sa kanya, bakit? Senador din ako, halal ako ng tao eh. Anong sinasabi mo? Hindi ako pwede magsalita dito? So ang susunod niya sinabi, ano? Yung mga pangarap mo, natutupad na ba? So, hindi ko na alam kung nasaan nanggaling yon. So sabi ko sa kanya, anong mga pangarap? Anong sinasabi mo? Eh, hearing ang pinag-uusapan natin. So sabi niya, you're protecting evil. Sabi ko, I'm not protecting evil. So sabi niya, hindi, you're into evil na. So sabi ko, you're evil. So hindi ko nga maintindihan, kung hindi, isa lang intensyon, mawala yung aking focus sa witness. Kasi habang nakafocus ako sa witness, makikita ng tao kung nagsasabi ng totoo o hindi. Nakita nyo naman po, pangatlong hearing na to. Lahat ng oras binibigay natin sa kanila, lalo kay Senator De Lima, sa kanyang witnesses. Bakit ako, 45 minutes, 55 minutes hindi maibigay para mahimay ang witness na to, no? So, hindi ko na malaman kung Committee on Justice ba to? Or Committee to remove Duterte and place the Vice President in power. I'm not saying the Vice President is involved, no? But definitely some senators, no, more than 2, are involved.
Ayaw niyo po mag-agree sa executive session?
That's not the point eh. Hindi ko namang gusto malaman talaga yung facts. Gusto ko testingin. Kasi nakakapagtaka. Wala daw siya radyo, wala daw siyang TV, wala daw siyang dyaryo. Pero nakalapit siya sa Senado. So gusto ko malaman, may nag-coach ba sa kanya ng senador? May kumuha ba sa kanya? Anong pinangako sa kanya? Doon ako papunta. Eh bakit natin gagawin in executive session yon? So I will repeat my question. Bakit paglabang kay Duterte, open session kaagad? Kahit nagsasabi ng totoo, hindi. Pero bakit kapag sa credibility ng witness, mabubuko na kung bakit siya nandito, paano siya dumating dito, biglang executive session na ito.
But categorically, sir, are you not agreeing?
No, that's okay with me. I'm just saying that's not the point. The point is not kung ano sasabihin niya. The point is not kung ano sasabihin niya sa executive session or dito, pero makita ng tao paano ba siya. Alam mo si Jun Lozada, di ba? Ang linaw sa atin kung paano nangyari eh. Akala kasi niya papatayin siya. Galing sa CR, kinuha siya. Kaya siya biglang nag-witness, di ba? Usually kasi ang mga nagwi-whistleblower, either nakokonsensya or napapahamak buhay nila, parang si Ben Harloy, di ba? Yung kinulong din siya. So gusto ko lang malaman yung circumstance, ba't biglang-bigla gusto mo na mag-witness? So doon mo kasi makikita kung nagsasabi ng totoo, hindi. Ang tanong, bakit gusto nila executive session?
Saan po nagmula yung allegation ninyo that LP is behind this witness?
With this witness, it's very obvious. Nandun yung motibo. And with the actions of Senator De Lima, Senator Trillanes, and to a certain extent, Senator Drilon, may kasabihan sa amin sa Pateros at Taguig, no? If it looks like a duck, it walks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, it is a duck. Yeah. Napaka-obvious eh.
Sir, what sort of plot are you talking about? Like, ano po yung details nito? What are they planning?
Senator De Lima has to face the charges against her. And sometimes the best defense is offense. So rather than face yung mga sinasabi sa kanya, anong nangyari sa Bilibid, involved nga ba yung mga ibang close sa kanya sa droga, maglalabas ng ganitong witness. Kaya nga, ang una kong tinatignan motibo, pag natanggal ang Pangulo, sino bang makakaupo? Hindi ba yung kapartido ni Senator Drilon at ni Senator De Lima? From the start, that was very, very, very obvious to us. Sino ba yung last minute na binunot ng mga kalaban ni Duterte para siraan siya ng eleksyon sa bank accounts that turned out to be fake? Si Senator Trillanes. So again, the same people are coming out. And then, sino ba may connect sa mga international parties, yung Liberal Party? Who are the people spreading lies, misleading facts and figures to the international media? It's their group. Ano ba ang partido ni Chito Gascon? Liberal Party. So for me, if they are determined to tell lies, I'm determined to tell the truth. If they want to punish me for telling the truth, that's okay. But it's very obvious, no? After this witness, that yun ang intention talaga.
Sir, sabi niyo nga, bias na si Senator De Lima, would you move for her ouster as the...
I already brought that up nung privilege speech ko, di ba? Sabi ko sa kanila, pwede naman siyang chairman ng Committee on Justice, pero wag mag-chair ng committee na to. Kasi makikita niyo naman eh, basta't may problema sa sagot ng witness, sasaluhin niya. Siya mag-aabogado para doon. Pag iba nagtatanong, gigit na. Tapos, kitang-kita ko naman ang senyales kay Senator Trillanes, magpapa-back up, re-rest-backan pa ako, tapos hindi pa pasalitain, di ba? So, you know, do we want to be fair or gusto natin alisin na lang si Duterte? Ang very ironic lang, these are human rights advocates, so-called human rights advocates, but they don't care about the human rights of the victims. They don't care about the human rights of the president. They don't care about the rights of senators. They don't care about people who are happier now that they're safe. All they care about is maipwesto ang kakampi nila sa Malacanang.
Ano reaction yun na out of order po kayo?
Okay lang. I mean, tao naman ang judge doon. Di ba? Kung siya din na magsasabing out of order ako, badge of honor na sa akin. Kasi nakita ko namang ginagawa nila, mali naman talaga.
Are you in favor, sir, kung boto ba kayo to place the witness under the witness protection program?
No, I am in favor of putting him under guard and protecting him. Because kung may mangyari sa kanya, Duterte na naman ang pagbibintangan. That's very obvious to me. So I want him alive, I want him protected. Because eventually he will tell the truth. And eventually malalaman kung sino nagsusi sa kanya. Thank you. Sasabihan niya ako na tinuturo ako Binoto ako ng tao dito, di ba?
Please. Please, let's not do this for in front of our people.
I will answer calmly why I am a member of this committee. That's all. Ang problema, sasabihan niya ako sa mukha niya, hindi niya ako pakupormahin dito. Elected ako ng tao. Wala namang bastusan. Going to it. No, I'm going to go after
Insist.
I'm not now. Because I have a number of I will go for other questions. I will go for other questions. I just feel like never
Pare, 12:45 ako nagsimula. Tayong dalawa, kay Ina eh, 3 oras tayong dalawa eh. So, 3 oras siya nag-access kay Duterte, hindi mo bibigyan ng time na mag-access. Tayong paper ka na ngayon.
Nagkakakonsidente na rin siya. Eric. Oo, nagkakakonsidente na rin. Kaya Eric na nagkakakonsidente na rin. Sa akin, malapit. Wala pa sa akin.
Can we resume?
Madam Chair, can you resume, please?
Sandali ha. Off na. Off na. There, off na.
Madam Chair, ang hiningi ko lang naman po kung tayo magbastusan sa committee na to.
Hearing resumed.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Before we recognize again Senator Alan Peter, that's why I had to butt in earlier, and I'm so sorry why I did that, is because, you know, in proceedings like this, witnesses like the one we have now find it really hard to appear in proceedings like this. Now he is being pressed to answer questions on a matter that he thinks he's sensitive about that because maisasabi
Madam
niya
Chair,
kung sino
I will-
yung mga
Madam Chair.
tumulong sa kanya.
Yes, Madam Chair, I
Let me
understand
finish,
that.
please.
Madam
I'm the
Chair,
chair
just
here.
a point of order.
I'm the chair here.
Just on a different matter, Madam Chair.
I'm the
Madam
chair here.
Madam Chair, very respectfully, it's on a different matter, Madam Chair.
Go ahead, go
Madam
ahead.
Chair, it's on a different matter. Madam Chair, may I just sit here and listen to you without being intimidated? Because my seatmate here is intimidating me.
You can transfer.
No, Madam Chair, I am trying to ask questions. He told me here, hindi kita papopormahin. And then he tells me here, nabububa pangarap mo, you are depending evil, etc. So, Madam Chair, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. At kung totoo sinasabi, tatabihan niyo ako na itra-trash talk ako. Siguro naman bilang isang senador, I never did that to any of my colleagues. And I consider him a friend. So it's just a point of order, Madam Chair. I can move. Can you make sure he doesn't follow me? I will listen to you. If it takes you 2 hours, Madam Chair, you are the chair, I will follow. But I just wanted to explain bakit mali yung premise niya kanina. Because I gave a privileged speech. And if you look at item C of the agenda, it's my privileged speech. And it's not true that I have been speaking for an hour because I started at 1:45 and 12:45. And if you look, we have given the same leeway to any other senator. So the nation wants to know, nagsasabi ba siya at totoo hindi? I'm here to interpolate. So if I'm not going to be given that chance by the committee, uwi na ako. Hinihintay ako ng asawa ko eh. Oh, yan sa
We are
mama mo.
giving you
Sabi
the
niya,
chance.
sana, umuwi na ako.
We are giving you the chance, so if you can limit your questions, please, because you are indeed consuming a lot of time.
Madam Chair.
Please go ahead.
Madam Chair, may I ask this one question?
Yes,
please. We have all the time in the world. Ano ba mas importante, lumabas ang totoo? Or is this just a demolition job against Duterte so we don't care?
I mean, you cannot give me 1 hour or 30, 45 minutes. Samantalang lahat na, susunod ko nga ang tanong kung si Jose Rizal, si Duterte pa rin ang pumatay eh.
Let's not resort to that, please.
No, but-
Go ahead.
Madam-
Okay, we're giving you, I'm
Okay.
giving you the time. But please try to wrap it up because you've been consuming more time than the rest of the senators, and that is not, and
Madam
the,
Chair, we waited for everyone. It is not true I'm taking up more time because I'm taking their time. Madam Chair, we have asked all of them. We have given them enough
Go
time.
ahead, please.
Madam Chair, can you stop?
Just continue.
Can Senator Trillanes stop talking to me? I mean, I don't want to talk to him, but he keeps talking to me.
Senator,
I will put this between us. so
Senator
that he
Sani,
will-
can you please
Madam Chair.
transfer? So
Yes,
to
I will
just
transfer, Madam.
avoid further.
I will, Madam Chair.
Yes. Lipat
Ganito
na
lang po
po.
yan. Ganito lang po
Huwag na
yan.
ho kayo magtabi.
Masyadong mahaba yung mga pasikot-sikot, masyadong madaldal. Kumbaga, ano na minsan it's quite annoying and irritating already. Sana he gets to the point. Ngayon, as mentioned, yung witness apparently is uncomfortable to say the circumstances kung paano siya napunta rito. But it doesn't mean that he is lying dun sa kanyang initial na mga testimonya. Ngayon,
Madam
ang
Chair,
suggestion niya rito
the
is
senator
kung
now testifying. I thought it is my
for
turn.
executive session, maaring komportable niyang masabi, but at some
Thank you,
point,
Senator Sani. Thank
Walat niya, nagkaroon siya ng mga ganyang mga shocking revelations.
Ma'am, hindi pa approved ni Senator Coco. The Sergeant at Arms is taking care of him.
Yes, security. That's the protection from the institution. It would be hindi naman tama na hindi namin siya bibigyan. And I will insist on that. Dahil kanino ba siya magpapa-secure? Alangan naman sa PNP, alangan naman sa NBI. Meron din siyang kwento tungkol sa NBI. Kanino siya magpapa-secure? So it's a institutional protection ang ibibigay sa kanya.
Starting today, you'll be staying here.
Yes, yes. Well, pending the approval of the Senate President, then I have talked to the Sergeant at Arms that they should secure him.
balak daw kung balikan, ma'am, ng pamilya Duterte, may statement po ngayon, yung inyo pong testigo, and then balak daw po kayong idamay doon sa reklamo.
Ano kaya idadamay nila sa akin na ginagawa ko lang ang trabaho ko? Matagal na nila akong dinadamay, matagal na nila akong pinag-aakusahan ng kasinungalingan na involved daw ako sa drugs. So hindi na ako magtataka kung yan ang plano nila na idadawit ako dito sa pag-produce ng excuse me, I lack sleep. Pag-produce ng witness na ang feeling ko po mas magiging I would not be able to live with myself kung hindi ko ho pina-testify itong witness na siya talaga ang nagpasabi sa akin, nagpadala siya ng emissary na gusto na niyang lumabas. So it would be dereliction, it would be a sin of omission on my part. Na merong nagvo-volunteer na walang pakialam kung ano na mangyayari sa kanya, pwede na daw siyang mamatay anytime. Basta masabi niya ang mga nalalaman niya, tapos hindi ko po siya ihaharap. Well, you will, yes, of course the President, we recognize that the President has immunity. Now, but ang dami naman po niyang mga binanggit, including yung mga supposedly mga kasamahan niya sa Lambada Boys, sa Davao Death Squad, and even the Vice Mayor. So yun ho, we will really refer his testimony, isasama ho namin dyan yung gagawing judicial affidavit to the proper authorities, including the Office of the Ombudsman.
Please, for the recap for the international media, some people say that Philippines is like a stateless country. What do you think about that?
I would not say that. We are still a state, we are a country, we are a Republican democratic country. Now, even if, to me personally, and as an elected official, this spate of killings is totally unacceptable. The state, we still have a state, we still have a government, it's still a functioning state. Only that, you know, it's being tainted because of this this phenomenon of killings. That's why we're doing this. We're doing a Senate inquiry because, well, I think they themselves would admit that even after our first and second hearings, lalo pang dumadami, or more, there are more, I'm sorry, more killings. We're seeing more killings. So we should get to the bottom of things. We should know exactly what's happening, because the so-called war on drugs, well, of course, it is a very legitimate action on the part of government, and we laud the government for doing that, for fighting this drug menace. But we are questioning the approach. Up to when will they stop these killings? Yes, there are certain killings that are justified, but I do not believe that all of these killings are justified killings, especially those killings with unidentified assailants. So who could be behind these killings? Who are these so-called vigilantes? Now, that witness was able to paint a picture of the Davao phenomenon. When the killings in Davao was also were rampant, which necessitated the intervention of the Commission on Human Rights in 2009. And I should say also that those witnesses, or some of the witnesses that we were able to access when we were doing the inquiry in Davao, because we had a series of hearings during that inquiry, March, April, May, September 2009. Although no one publicly testified on the existence of the DDS, because the officials that we summoned, including barangay chairmen, they were evasive, or they were saying there's no such thing, we do not believe that there is the Valdez Squad. But some of the witnesses we were able to access sort of narrated a similar story as that one we heard from Mr. Bato-Bato.
And just a follow-up question, what are your main difficulties to investigate all those cases?
The lack of willing witnesses. Some of them acceded to being interviewed by us, but they refused to publicly come out in the open. They refused to execute affidavits.
Ma'am, can you tell us just exactly how this exchange came about? How long did it take this emissary talking to you and this witness finally coming out? When did it start? A week ago or 2 days ago?
Let me remember. It was already after my birthday. My birthday was August 27th.
And then, how did you exchange like calls or text messages, or was it a personal talk with the emissary?
Yes, I had to discreetly meet with the emissary, and then sinabi nga niya yun na itong dating nasa WPP na patuloy pa rin na nagtatago, transfer from one place to another, ay gusto na lumabas.
You said you will get interpretation of the from the witness. What other steps is it taking to validate this testimony? You mentioned many details like material places.
Yes. Yes, papalagay, we will put that, we will try to have that placed, the details that he could remember, and I will continue to advise him when he executes the judicial affidavit that he should stick to his personal knowledge, and he should clarify whether it's personal knowledge or naririnig lang niya, and then if he's not sure about dates, he should do so. But there were days na parang wala namang question. Yes.
But will you go outside of that, like make a parallel validation on what is gonna put in this?
Well, there are certain angles that really need to be validated also, or to be verified. And then it's a good thing that Senator Sonny Trillanes also asked for the sending of subpoena, or at first probably just invitations to those persons named.
Ma'am, balikan ko lang yun. Since immunity nga po si President, how can be held accountable if ever he is found behind the killings?
Well, mahirap talaga namang sagutin yan. Unang-una nga may presidential immunity from suit. Pero siguro it's time to revisit or rethink that doctrine. Presidential immunity from suit. Kasi, hypothetical lang po ito, wag ho akong ma-misunderstood, wag ho silang magalit sa akin. This is just an academic discussion. Paano nga kung merong na-elect na halal na pangulo na mass murderer pala, serial killer, or rapist, etc. Hindi naman ho siguro, again, this is hypothetical. Hindi ko ho tinutukoy dito si Presidente Duterte. Hindi naman siguro tama na dahil sa presidential immunity, ay kung merong ganon, halimbawa mapatunayan ng isang pangulo, ay ganong may criminal mind na ay dahil because of that doctrine, ay hindi siya makakasuhan. It's just an academic discussion. Shall we rethink or revisit? Kasi what is the very rationale for immunity from suit of a sitting president? Para hindi siya na-distract sa trabaho niya, lalo na kung may mga harassment suits, and then madidistract siya. How can he perform effectively his role, his duty, his mandate as a president kung we allow the filing of suits against a sitting president? That's the very rationale. Pero kung meron nga tayong extreme situation, yung example ko kanina, then what is the remedy of the people? Kasi kung tatanungin nyo ako, ano ba mangyayari after this? Sa totoo lang po, hindi ko alam. Ang Diyos lang siguro makakaalam kung ano ang susunod dito. Kasi wala naman ako minumungkahi na palitan natin siya o i-impeach natin siya. Ang pinaka-agenda lang po dito, since dumulog na sa akin yung testigo na yan at gusto na niyang magsalita, isiwalat yung alam niya, I feel the people deserve to know kung ano ang alam niya. That's it. That's all. Wala na po tayong ibang tinitingnan na agenda dyan.
Pero with the